Ahmad. Just get flashes every time he's in that position. He has made a name for being able to play that. Scrub cut off the infield, couldn't find the net.
Yeah, still thunderous strikes from Dignitas whenever they do get the chance.
County Jack does take over. Khaled with Ahmad up in support. Jorius is in no man's land, needs some help, and he does find it. Just made himself big enough for his double commit. No chance of keeping it out.
They just keep going. Dignitas defended for so long against Team Falcons, but Falcons just keep attacking anyway. They didn't doubt themselves. They still don't doubt themselves. It doesn't matter how long you hold on against this team. They still believe that their offense can get through you at some point. This could easily be a third, but Dignitas are still putting in good clears and good interceptions at times here. The pace from Falcons has just not dropped off at all this series.
I'll be curious to see if the scoreline does stay as it currently is. Would Dignitas call their timeout?
I think so, yeah.
Have access to it. Neither of them have. Ahmad up against Scrub. No real angle to work with, however. You are coming in with that. You at least want to keep the defender guessing as to whether or not the fake is possible. Great touch from TRK. And the jump. Caught it on the second half of the animation. Here's Scrub Killer. I think it's just going to make a game of this. They need to start showing some life. Not just goal-scoring opportunities, but just a little bit of territory. As impressive as that defensive display was,
yeah,
it's not going to win you this series.
They do need to spot those passing plays out. Defense, oh my goodness. Forget that, Ahmed's just scored again. I think even he might have surprised himself here, because he's done it all himself. Recovery in the back corner. Probably thought he's getting a 50-50 with Scrub here, but he rolls with the ball and double taps it in for 3-0. Now, Diggin early in the series were passing the ball very well out of defense. They've continued to defend well, but they're not transitioning well. That's really been lacking. And, you know, that could come down to the, I think, greater amount of pressure the Falcons have put on them. They don't have time to spot that pass. They don't have time to just lurk at the halfway line for even a second. Otherwise, Falcons will find a way through. They might have done so again. It's relentless. Absolutely relentless offense for, I think, now well over 1 5-minute in-game time, if we count the last and this together.
Well, can Dignitas make a game of this? Right now, the answer is a resolute no. But one goal, one spark of magic. Suddenly turn a series like this on its head, and they need that right now. They need one of these highly mechanical players to turn into the talisman. Instead, we have 4 boost over on Scrub Killer. And sheer survival mode for Dignitas, and survival mode for a team that is currently losing.
I'm out.
Apparently Jack, 34 boost. What can he do of it? You turn around. The ball cam went onto a Cal and you went, oh, that's not looking great.
Yeah, you can see the Falcons really do believe in their strategy here. Dignitas might have to go back to the drawing board if they can't find a way through. Falcons might have made mistakes in games 1, 2, and 4. I think it was 1, 3, and 4, sorry, but the other 2 games that they've won have been flawless. They've crushed it on Acrodome, they've crushed it on Wasteland. This is a worrying sign for Dig. If Falcons were to drop off their level at all today, I think this would work. I think what Dignitas are doing would work. Oh, that's a ridiculous double reset by Scrub Killer there. And it's just too little, too late. They're getting up close and personal. Even that's only producing half the chance.
Yeah, the original idea for Dignitas, you can't fault it really. Test whether or not Falcons are going to be up to 4 men for the start. It was working as Scrub Killer tries to flex the mechanical muscle. Their win came off a couple of mispositioned plays from Falcons, but it's gone away now. They have figured it out. 1 minute left. Scrub Killer, if he's going to make this happen, he needs to score from this play. Just swarmed the moment he thought he had a shot.
Yeah, Falcons are just surviving here. You know, Dignitas probably should have scored in the last minute or so, but if that's all that they've got to write home about from this game, it's simply not enough. As Falcons have created a world of scary chances for Dignitas to have to defend against. And I don't think we might see, you know, 1 more game from Dignitas playing this strategy, but to see 2 in a row is very hard for them to do here. Falcons have upped their level of consistency, playing with composure. I mean, simply the fact that they played 4 minutes of non-stop offense in overtime and they didn't make any big blunders I think that should be a sign for Dignitas to switch it up a little bit here. They need to go and fight for that midfield a bit more. Sitting back in the corner, it was their game plan. They were going to try and counter-attack Falcons here, but it hasn't worked, and yeah, they will have to switch something up. I'd be very surprised if they do not call a tactical timeout.
Going back to what Falcons did change though, Johnny, it's been rather impressive because they were almost caught in the same way both times, trying to play it in the Dignitas corner, and it's getting a little bit frustrated, bouncing the ball out, and hey, that's just as much Dignitas as it is Falcons. They have no claim to it. We're not seeing that anymore. Falcons are doing a good job of making sure that if the ball is bouncing, they've got a player with it the entire time around. It is no power clear opportunity for Dignitas. There's not a moment where you're thinking, there's the half volley, there's the chance to get out for free. And we finally get the call in. Dignitas are going to take their time out. They have to win 2 in a row here, Johnny. They've been up against it for nearly 9 minutes of total offense against them. They now need 10 minutes of their own Rocket League to step up to the same level.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to produce it, but you know, timeouts have worked many times in the past. I think Dignitas, they're not a one-trick pony here in this matchup. I think they've come in with a game plan, hoping to catch Falcons a little bit flat, maybe a little bit nervous for the first stage game. But if there were any nerves early on in the series, they're clearly gone. Falcons are here to play, and now it's time for Dignitas to try and fight fire with fire. We've seen Moist do it in London. It can work. Dignitas definitely rate themselves as mechanical players in offense. It's going to be interesting if that's what they decide to do, to bring the defensive line further forward, start to challenge Falcons further up the field. It's a tough task. It's doable, but I think it's the only way that they've got to come back here.
Suddenly the storylines would start to write themselves when we take over to Game 7, because Falcons have struggled in the high priority Game 7. That is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, that is one of the coolest things I have seen. Back to the series. I don't know if I can get back to the series after that.
Do you remember what you were talking about?
Oh, absolutely do. It's always Game 7, mate. I'm always ready to talk about Game 7 because we do look at Falcons, and as good as they have been in Game 7, they've had to struggle a little bit over the past few months. They had the high priority one up against Moist. They lost that, ended up getting beat 4-0 in the bracket reset series. You go to Gamers 8, they lost 4-3 up against Fioria. That Game 7 doesn't agree with Falcons.
Yeah, it just depends what kind of pressure Falcons are feeling, because clearly in the grand final pressure and in that semi-final pressure at Gamers 8, Falcons were feeling a ton of pressure on them. They weren't able to execute their plays the way that they are right now. But earlier on in the same event where they lost in Game 7 in Moist, they took down V1 in Game 7, they took down Space Station in Game 7. They've managed to shrug off teams coming back against them before in this kind of part of a tournament. So I'm not at all worried about that for Falcons at the moment. This is really just a matter of whether Dignitas can step up to the task that they've got right now. As overall today, I think they've looked pretty good. I think they could be very happy with how they've played this. Plan just doesn't seem to be working against how well Falcons are playing.
But now need to take this series to the Falcons. Letting Falcons play and waiting for a mistake, that's out the window now. That does not work. There is O'Callaghan off Falcons, but they ended the past 2 games in full pressure. Right, sees DRK on the wall. DRK passes on to another player. Oh, there we go! Dignitas stood still and dumbfounded by the brilliance of Ahmad.
Well, if you remember earlier on in the series, you'd see TRK in these kind of positions, receiving downfield passes, trying to air dribble out of them, trying to go backboard out of them. No, this time he just sends it into the ceiling because he knows that's going to be where Ahmad is. And he also knows that Dignitas are likely to be expecting a TRK solo play. They started to shut them down. That's not what he's doing anymore. It's all Ahmad. Another goal for the OG, the godfather of Saudi Arabian Rocket League.
4-4, Dignitas' chance is not found at all in game number 6. Falcons decide to do away with the timeout buff. And now Dignitas are going to have to start writing their own name into folklore if they are to turn this one back around, win this game, send us to game 7 and beat the Falcons there. It needs a monumental effort from all of their players. Jorius unneeded, flip reset, and Ahmad had it covered.
Yeah, that's a great touch by Ahmad. Really no follow-up available for Dignitas, at least not immediately. And now Falcon's starting to run out of boost. Ahmad just threw himself at that one. Now he's trying to mind game Scrub off the ball. Manages to create some space for himself. That slight touch from Scrub brings Jack into the play. And what have Dignitas got when it comes to creativity? What have they got when it comes to firepower and offense? Their striking has looked powerful today. But creativity and definitely the synergy in the final third has been a world of difference between these two teams.
Jorius delays. But Khaled just refused to blink, refused to even budge. The arcade on the transition. Has he got anyone midfield? Oh, there he is. It's Ahmad again. Followed up from Khaled. Realized the first time shot was none. Instead, tried to go from the backboard. That was well positioned there from Dignitas, avoiding the 3-goal deficit. But they can't afford to get stuck here again. Falcons have set up in the Dignitas side of the field for the vast majority of this series. Dignitas need to shoot them away, get back into the other side of the field. Jorius, low boost. Has he squeezed it in? Has he ever?
That's an unbelievably good read by Jorius in the situation. He knows that Khaled is in front of him, but I think he's also predicted correctly that Khaled is either on low boost or low boost. That's why he slows the ball down, doesn't want to rocket towards the backboard where Khaled is, just slots it right past him in those low boost positions. You know, Falcons and indeed Khaled has been awkward throughout the series, so that's another pick-up goal for Dignitas. Clinical. Khaled with a key deflection on that clear to deny what would have been a follow-up shot from close range.
Well, Dignitas as well, just got no momentum of Falcons, just took the 3 games that they did win, as that is a good challenge. Khaled drops it back down, heads up play, and Scrub Killer realized that was where the goal was, on his left-hand side. The Falcons did run away in 2 of their 3 wins. Arguably, they even ran away in that 3rd win in the overtime. That's how controlled they were. During those 4 minutes, the Scrub Killer once again called into action. He's got apparently Jack in support. Everybody's getting bumped to the arcade.
No boost for Dig, just nothing. They're looking for 12 pads.
Oh, that helps though. Just the one position, great positioning to go through the goal. Dignitas, reboost. The arcade on nothing. Look Khaled and Ahmad in a very good position. Here is Khaled. Is he just going to shoot? You might as well. Too much power and Dignitas back down by 2.
Yeah, it's another careless play by Dignitas. They really don't want to be forcing that ball into the middle. I think that maybe had a bit of a mind to win that 50-50 instead of trying to keep the ball exactly where it was. The goal wasn't covered. They did not have anyone ready to intercept the infield. It's kind of an infield 50-50 there by Falcons. Khaled was fully prepared for it.
Ahmad, reset. Is it just going to be full style before the game? Dignitas not willing to lie down and accept the loss just yet. Jorius, far too quick. He's got support from Scrub Killer, takes the ball down. Now he's got to try and provide the setup. It's a lot of angles to work with, apparently Jack too far forward. That's not going to be the play that Dignitas is going to get a goal from. Ahmad, he's again just downfield. He doesn't go away, and it forced Scrub to wait. And if that was on target, Scrub would have been scrambling.
Yeah, Ahmad just up in the air, a menace permanently for Dignitas this series. So Jorius has got back to that. He almost got it on target as well. Final minute now. Dig have to score soon if they're going to have a good chance of coming back here. Jack with a double tap into the ceiling, but Ahmad is fully ready for it, and the attack fizzles once again.
45 seconds. They've got the boost. Have they got the magic? Apparently Jack off the wall. Got past one player. Infield to Jorius. Trying to rely on those mechanics now. Falcons are equally aware of the scoreline and the time remaining as Dignitas are. They are loitering in the perfect positions. Khaled narrowly avoids getting Jorius. 19 seconds. Time ticking away. Scrub Killer. Not going to find anybody. The ball is just not setting up for them.
That's going to be game unless Dignitas can counter-attack and do it quickly. And they really just have no momentum to work with. Falcons have been on another level ever since that overtime in Game 4. It has been one-way traffic. Falcons take down Dignitas, who came out of the wild card with all the momentum. Now they're in the lower bracket.
The furious Falcons feast on Dignitas. They will face FaZe. Moving on. 1 round to go before they go to the main event at our top end.
main event team takes down every wildcard team today. Furia take down the 3-0 Carmine Corp. Falcons take down the 3-1 Dignitas. G2 take down the 3-2 Optic. Don't forget, of course, show, I think, props to Dignitas for this loss, because it was ugly at the end, but they really brought the best out of Falcons here. I think if this and any other matchup in this round, Dignitas are probably going to be more favorable than they are here. They came in with a good game plan. It seemed to be working, but Falcons just took it to the next level. And that is really a good display of why offense does tend to beat defense in Rocket League. You've got more vision, you've got more boost to work with, you've got more momentum. You don't have to panic as much with all the high-flying offense coming towards you. So Falcons get it together. They have absolutely shown up in Texas for the World Championship. I think Dignitas have got a little bit more in them. I don't think this is where the story ends for them in this tournament.
Well, Dignitas will be into the club in that lower bracket. They have to win 2 matches in order to make it into our top 8. As for Falcons, that's a World Championship contender team.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day. We knew it coming in. You just want to see it first when they took to the stage. They took to the stage. They took over the stage. That's how good they were. One question that popped up in the middle of that series, we don't have to worry about it anymore, because despite the fact that some of their players were getting into fights, despite the fact that they were maybe getting a little bit too far forward, overcommitting on occasion, it went away.
Yeah.
That is how good they are at just changing on the fly.
Yeah, they've shown levels, and I think that they've learned a lot from their losses. They've learned from that tough loss in the grand final in London, and now they've started to really iron out their mistakes and just try to play with a little bit more consistency. You know, if Falcons play like this, I think they do beat FaZe. You know, I think FaZe played well today. They took down a very tough team in the club, but Falcons, in my opinion, have to be the favorite in that matchup, and one of the favorites for this entire tournament if they can play the way they did just now.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing even more of that. And is there a player that stood out for you of all of them that was on the field?
I think out of all the plays we saw today, I would say it has to be, you know, overtime goal. Not a good goal, but it came eventually. It's the overtime goal game 4. That was just the culmination of minutes and minutes of pressure on Dignitas, and eventually a mistake came through. So I think Dig played well. I think that they, like I said, I think they can play against. They can play the club well. They can definitely win that one. They'll probably be a little bit disappointed with their draw.
From earlier on, is it? Chin up. Not out yet, mate. Not out yet. Every chance.
Carmine Corp, you know, definitely was still reeling from their loss to Fury. Fury got their revenge. Dignitas did not. I think we do have Orb ready on the stage with TRK.
That is right. Thank you so much, guys. We are standing here with the winner, TRK. Please give it up. Absolutely. It's a small crowd here, but they are on fire. Quick question. How does that make him feel to hear that? Hear the chants?
ايه احساسك انك سامع الكلام ده كله دلوقتي؟
والله احساس مره جميل ومره ما اصدق الاحساس ده.
His feeling is very happy right now and he can't even believe that is happening to him.
Well deserved, well deserved. Let's start talking about the thoughts on the series that we just played.
ايه رأيك في اللعبة اللي انت لعبتها دلوقتي؟ افكارك ايه؟
افضل لعبه في حياتي، غيرت حياتي.
That's the best game ever and that's changed his life.
He's giving good answers. Everybody's cheering. Now, you got second place in London. What's going to make you guys go all the way here at Worlds?
انت وصلت لتاني مكان في لندن، ايه اللي خلاك توصل لغاية هنا بعد كده؟
الاهتمام والحظ وكثرة الكلمات هي اللي خلتني اوصل للمكان.
He was working on himself so much and practicing with his team until he came in here.
Okay. Now, I think we have to end with this. Do you have anything to say to the people here cheering your name, cheering for you guys, everybody cheering at home? Do you have a message for the fans?
عايز تقول أي رسالة للناس اللي بتتفرج عليك دلوقتي أو الناس اللي بتتفرج عليك في البيت؟ إيه رسالتك اللي هتقولها؟
أحبكم كلكم.
He loves you all, guys.
All right. We're going to thank TRK. Congratulations. Give it up. And we're going to send it back to the desk.
You know, there's almost almost something refreshing about seeing a player who's still a little bit bashful in front of the microphone. So many of these players have learned how to talk. I've learned how to put on a show here, and it takes me back to the beginning days, Greg, when everyone was still like wide-eyed at how amazing this experience is. And this is a reminder of just how much more expansive Worlds is this time around.
Yeah, so successful as a player, but of course this is the first World to be able to see the Middle East region compete in, and you can tell just by the smile on that face how happy he is to be here. And with the gameplay we're seeing, they deserve to be here. One of the strongest teams in the tournament. Dignitas did not play badly at all, but Falcons came out, especially from that Game 4 overtime onwards. They look like the strongest team in the world.
The thing we know about all the newer teams and the newer regions is how much they care about proving for themselves, but also for all their friends at home, for O1, who they managed to get here in the first place as well. And they do it over a team that they have a lot of history against, up against Dignitas.
Man, listen. There's something special.
Yeah.
Something special about being able to maintain that much pressure. K-Corp tried to do it. The Falcons had the pressure the whole entire overtime. They had the last minute of regulation.
Already. Time for the crown though. Rise. Rise.
I mean, honestly, you can learn more from those high-stakes losses than from any high-stakes victory.
Yeah, I mean, for Dignitas on the other side, we're talking about the winning team here and what they can improve on, but of course Dignitas have stuff to improve on, and the main thing is giving away possession. We see it too often from them that they have the ball in their control, they can keep it close, go for a 50-50, pass it to a teammate. Instead, they boom it away and often give the pressure up that they could take on if they carry that ball into the opposition half. And it often comes down to resource management. We talk about boost so much here. If you're low on boost, the instinct is to boom it away. The moment you keep boost, that's when you can take control and start controlling that ball the whole way.
Well, that does conclude the first round of matches here for Group B. Let's take a look at where the group stands, starting with Group A. We saw their gameplay yesterday. A reminder of how that went over there. We saw Moist take down SSG. Semper managed to defeat M-Point in 7 games. BDS took down the Renegades, and Version 1 swept the defending world champs. So we have these matches as you see them in front of us, those upper semifinals. That's what we're going to be playing tomorrow on the broadcast. So Moist will play Semper, BDS will play Version 1. Meanwhile, in Group B, this is the matches we just concluded. We saw all those results there on the left, leaving us with G2 versus Furia, FaZe Clan versus Falcons. The other two matches we will play tomorrow. I mean, there's so many good games. The upper matches are intense.
Nothing but good games, and at this point in the tournament, you're always going to have a good game, probably even a great game. These are the best teams in the world. You're playing for seeding at this point and also to qualify for the Sunday. You want to win your matchup tomorrow, if you're G2 tomorrow, if you're Falcons, you end up with a 1 seed and a 2 seed, so you don't end up playing a 4 seed. Whoever knows, man, G2 Moist drop down.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule of how those matches are going to go tomorrow. We'll be starting things off at 11 a.m. Central Time with Moist Esports versus Semper Esports. Got FaZe and Falcons, Fury, G2, Version 1, BDS. I mean, is there a highlight match tomorrow?
I know Bates continues to say that Fury are overrated, but I want to see if Fury can can stand up to G2 if Carmine Corp was just having a bad day, and if Furia really are the real deal, because G2 are the team that can prove that.
I mean, yeah, that's the closest matchup I see there. I think the other ones you'd put in favor of Moist Falcons and I guess version 1 with recent form on land, but again, it's BDS. If they can step up on land, if we can see FaZe can find their structure again, and a bit more confidence, then we might see those teams picking up a bit.
I don't know. I think BDS has broken the losing streak.
Oh, most definitely.
And Beast Mode, we still have yet to see him fully turn Beast Mode on, right, in the driver's seat there. So I'm very excited for version 1 versus BDS. All of that's kicking off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. We'll have the pre-show at 10:30 Central if you want to hear some extra thoughts and yelling happening. But gentlemen, that concludes our quarterfinal rounds here. Any final thoughts here before we close out the day?
I mean, the Rocket League is just getting better and better. This year has culminated here into the World Finals, where we're seeing the highest level of Rocket League. We've got the best 16 teams. All of them are going to get a chance to play in front of the Dickies Arena, the full-size Dickies Arena. So whatever your favorite team is right now, they're going to have to play the best Rocket League of their life if they want to make it.
It's the most international tournament we've ever had. We've seen that all the way from the wild cards, and we still have 4 regions all in the upper bracket.
Simple and plain from me. Offense, get you on the highlight reel.
That's true.
Defense, it's going to win you the championship. I'm talking to you, NRG. I'm talking to you. Play some defense.
Sending some messages here. Oh man, I'm so excited. I don't know which match to be more excited about. Let me know on Twitter which one you're looking forward to. Thank you so much for watching. From me, for everyone here on the desk, for the other casters in the back, for the production team that makes this all possible. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you tomorrow for Upper Bracket Action.
Up your
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30?
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now. Yeah, ends at $960 and you switch the whole game.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car. And this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine. And maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Car grumpy. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us. Doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobile One.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Good rocks. Even ramps. The Bronco Raptor. Rocket League Edition.
So good. God, it is a reflection. Your picture reflection. You think you're running? You think you're running? That's close.